Let's return now to our top story on that huge blaze that engulfed an inner Sydney building yesterday. Joining me now live for an update is Acting Media Manager at Fire and Rescue New South Wales, Superintendent Adam Dewberry. Adam, thank you so much for joining us. What is the latest?
Yeah, good morning, Danica. So the fires are out. We've had crews on scene overnight just mopping up, knocking down all those hot spots that had reignited or were difficult to get to, mainly because of the significant collapse. But that's not uncommon for a fire of this size, with this sort of damage into the building.
So the fire is out, but we can see behind you there's still police tape. There's a number of areas in surrounding streets still cordoned off. Are you expecting that those streets will reopen today? Is it going to be safe?
Look, our intent and all the emergency services through the emergency management framework is to get this community back to its functionality prior to the incident, but we've still got a significant collapse risk. Two of the walls are standing up that aren't pinned the way they're supposed to be due to the collapse of the front and rear walls of the building. So we've still got a significant collapse risk. Now we've got one of our RPAS units, a drone, coming in with some infrared technology. That'll just confirm that we do have complete extinguishment of the fire internally. What the moves are now, all the stakeholders, emergency management and the functional areas are coming together to work out on the plans they started to develop last night to get that community back to its function prior to the incident.
Do you know at this stage what caused the fire?
Look, that's currently being investigated. We had our fire investigator, our expert fire investigator on scene last night who started that process. I saw the detectives yesterday afternoon in and around the scene, which is a normal function. Any fire of this size is investigated, but that is an ongoing matter and that'll be something for the police to talk about a bit later. But the magnitude of this fire was significant. We've still got windows falling out of the building opposite where the fire, the radiant heat from this blaze has damaged that building, and windows are dropping out without notice, so it's still a very dangerous situation. Same with the walls. With a bit of wind, those walls, and they're still quite tall, double brick, lots of rubble, tons of bricks that could come down, so it's still a very unsafe area. But our priority is, as an agency, as all the agencies is to get the community back, particularly the residents in the adjoining properties. Now, firefighters last night went in and got some essential medication for those people that have been displaced. So we are conscious and are working to get people back in and business operating as quickly as possible. But it is going to take some time.
But at this stage, there's no ETA on residents being able to return?
Look, that's all being worked on through the morning, but our priority is to get people back in as quickly as possible. But we have to make sure it's safe, and at the moment we've still got those walls, those heavy brick walls that are in a precarious position and could come down without notice, causing fatalities or serious injury.
Of course. You spoke before about the enormity of this blaze, and when you see that vision, particularly of the wall collapsing, it's extraordinary to see. Have you ever seen something like this before?
Yeah, a firefighter's career, they do see firefighters like this, but this is a unique fire. In recent memory in Sydney, the landscape of Sydney is changing. We've got buildings, this is an old style building, timber flooring, seasoned timber in rotted timbers in around, which helped the rapid escalation of the fire. Our firefighters, our men and women, did a wonderful job to stop this fire. It pays tribute to the training they get, the equipment they have, and how they practice their trade. They were expecting, they saw the signs of the imminent wall collapses. They were in safe zones. They were safe while they continued to fight the fire from the specialist aerial ladder platforms. We had 3 on scene here throughout the fire, and a wonderful job by our firefighters.
Oh, a fantastic job to get that blaze under control as best as possible in such a short amount of time. We know that one firefighter did suffer minor burns. Is it lucky, given the enormity of the blaze, that nobody else was injured?
Oh, look, I'm not surprised none of our firefighters suffered serious injuries. They work well, they know their job, they do it well, they work in a safe manner. And that firefighter had a minor burn, but he was back on the fire ground not long after. I saw him in the ambulance just getting that precautionary assessment, then I saw him back out on the fire ground doing the firefighting operations. But Fortunate the public weren't injured, yeah, but they all did the right thing as well. All the adjoining alarms went off, all the buildings were evacuated, and this intense fire, that heat was extreme. To see across the road where the building has suffered some heat damage and those windows still falling out just indicates how strong and how hot this fire was and how dangerous it was, particularly for our firefighters.
Yeah, and such a wonderful effort by firefighters, as we mentioned before. What would be your message to people in the area today?
Look, just be patient with us. Elizabeth Street is closed, which is a main thoroughfare in Sydney heading south. So just be patient. We are working together as a community with all local government, state government and all the other stakeholders. We want to get people back in to their lifestyles prior to this incident as quick as possible, but it is going to take time. We want everyone to be safe. So far, so good. We haven't had any injuries throughout this incident, so just be patient with us. We are working to get you back to where you need to be as quickly as possible.
Some great advice, a real precarious situation, and fantastic job by all firefighters there. Superintendent Adam Dewberry, thank you very much for the update this morning.